Hello and welcome to this Drupal 8 tutorial. Today we are going to be creating this day view calendar design, and this is a block view for showing the next meeting that will be coming up for the B Meeting Club. Okay, let's get started here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new content type. So if we go under Structure, and we go down here to content types, click on that. And we're going to add a content type, and we're going to call this B meeting. B meeting. This is what we're going to call it. And we're just going to say create a new B meeting. I can name it anything. I'm just going to put that for now. Now our default settings, we're going to have title, and the preview before submitting, we're just going to disable that. That's fine. Publish options, promoted to the front page and published is fine to leave them like that. Display settings, we're not going to be displaying the author, date, and information on this, so we're going to disable that. Menu, no menu. So that's pretty much our start. Go through these so you can see what all I have checked. And no menu. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is fields. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this body field. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to create all our own custom fields. Okay. So the first field that we want to add is a date field, and we're going to call this meeting date. Save that one. And we're only going to have one. There's only going to be one date per entry. So, and we do want both the date and time, because there will be a time that this is. Save the settings there. Default value, we're going to put none. This field will be required. And we'll save the settings there. Okay, the next field that we are going to create is the details of the meeting. This could be called whatever you want. We're just going to call it details. Okay, so this is going to be a text field. So we scroll all the way down, and we want text plain, and we'll do formatted, text formatted, with the summary. And we are going to call this details. Get them. Okay, so the only other field, okay, one second here. There's only going to be one value. Default value, let's set this to full HTML. Let me made that required. Okay, the next thing we want to add is we want to add the location. Our club they meet at different locations. So we're going to create a location where they meet, and it's just going to be a plain text field. And this is going to be called location. And the 255 is fine. Just one. Save field settings. Default value. We're going to, for now, we're just going to put TBD for to be determined. Because sometimes we have our meetings at different locations, so we can start off with that. Okay. So let's click over here, manage display. Make sure everything looks right. Meeting date. Okay, we're going to pretty much just leave these alone for now. Okay, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go into configuration. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Yes, configuration. And we are going to go to these date and time formats. We need to create some new formats for our view, our block view that we're creating. These are the default settings that come with Drupal 8. And we're going to need some more because none of these fit the exact format we want. So the first thing we do here is we click Add Format. And we are going to call this Cal month. In the format string, we can click here. Hang on, let me open this in a new tab. The PHP manual. First one we're going to do is month, and this is going to be the month completely written out like this, right here. No abbreviations, and that's F. So we are going to put F, and you can see it shows it right there what the display will be. And we're going to click Add Format. So now we have calendar month. We're going to create the next one here. This one's going to be calendar day. In the day that we're going to do, if we come back to the PHP manual, scroll down or scroll up to day. Okay, here's day. And we're going to do this lowercase j, and that's a day and month without leading zeros. And here's an example. So that's what we're going to do next. So this one should be a lowercase j. Add format. Okay, and we're going to do one more, and this one's going to be the time. Calendar time. And the string on this one that we want is, if we come over here to the PHP manual, scroll down to time, we are going to format this one a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we are going to do the 12-hour format without leading zeros. So that's going to be a lowercase g. And then we're going to put colons, and we're going to do the time. And the time, or the minutes, I'm sorry, the minutes, and it's going to be the minutes will be this I, 0 through 59, lowercase I. And then we're going to put a space and then either AM or PM formatted like this. This is just how I prefer to do this design. You can come out with any format you want to use. And that will be a space and then a uppercase A, and as in apple. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that done. It's going to be G colon I space and then A. And you can see here, this is how it's going to display. And that's exactly the format we want. And I'm going to click Add Format. So now we have our calendar month, which is February, calendar day, which is the number, just the number, the day, number of the day, calendar time, which is going to be in the 12-hour format, AM and PM. And that's all we're going to need there. Okay, let's go ahead and add some content. We will add a B meeting, so I have something to look at as we build our block view. So we'll just click B meeting, title. Let's just call this all about honey. That's what our next topic is going to be about. And let's get us a date here. And we usually have it on the 3rd Saturday of the month. So that would be the next one. And we usually have it at this time of year. We have it at, I think, 1. Let's see here. We're just going to go 1. And it's going to be PM. 1 PM. And this is talk about honey and our bees. And we'll just leave this to be determined. We haven't determined a location yet, so we'll just leave it the default. And we're going to just simply click Save and Publish. Okay, so this is it. Meeting date, details to be determined on the location. That's all of that. So let's go ahead and see if we cannot start building our view. And this is going to be a block view. So I'm going to click Views. Here's all the default views, some disabled views. So let's just create a new view. And I'm going to call this Custom Blocks. I'm just going to put different custom blocks in this view that I have on the site. And this is going to be Show. And it's going to be Content. The type is going to be a B meeting. And we're going to sorted. We are not going to worry about that. Block title, custom blocks. We're going to go ahead and name this block title here. And we're going to call this Next B meeting. And we want an unformatted list. Titles linked. We're just going to do fields. Items per block. We're only going to do one item. It's going to be the next meeting. So we're just going to change that to a 1. And we're going to save and edit. Okay. So this is our next okay, this is the next thing we need to do now. We currently have a field as the title, but we're going to add some fields here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a search for date. No, let's see, meeting date. That's what we're going to add. And this is going to be a unique block, so I'm going to do override on this. Add this display. And I don't want to label formatter. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is month. Style settings. We're going to not add any styles. Rewrite results, we're not going to do that, and we're going to exclude this from display. Okay, so now we have the date in there, but it's hidden. That's why it's not showing up down here. And let's go ahead and add again. This time we're going to add the same thing, media date or meeting date. So we just type meeting. We can find it right here. It's under the B meeting. It's the same one. We're going to add this again, except we're going to do a different display. Oh, what did I do wrong here? Hang on a second. I screwed this up totally. We're going to exit out of here. Sorry. Fields, not filter. Let's click add here. Meeting date. Select it again. Apply to this display. This one we're going to do the format is going to be the day. Apply to this display. We're going to exclude it. We're not going to have any styles. I don't want to do any custom classes. I'm going to do my own custom classes. I don't want the default classes. And rewrite results, apply. Okay. So now we have the meeting date twice. Okay, we have it once for the month, once for the day, and now we need to add the time. So let's add a field. And it's the same field. Meeting date. Add it again. We're just going to show it as a different format. Apply to this display. Okay, and on this one we are going to format it as the time. And we're going to exclude it from the display, and the style settings on it, we're going to remove the default. And then we'll apply to this display. It's hidden too. So, I'm trying to think of how I want this formatted here. I want this a little bit different. I'm going to move this down. Okay, so the first one we have is the month formatted. The second one is the day that's formatted. And the third one is the time that's formatted. And I'm going to move this one down to there for now. I might have to rearrange this a little bit. That's okay. Now, I'm going to add another one, field, and this is going to be the location. Appears in B meeting, apply to this display, and this is just going to be plain text. Exclude, okay, style settings, I'm going to remove the default classes, and on this one, I believe we are going to rewrite the results. And we're going to go overwrite. Okay. And how we're going to write this is we're going to write this with a little bit of HTML in here. So we're just going to div this. And then I'm just going to ID it equals, put an ID on it. And we're just going to call this next B meeting. Close that out, come down, end it. Whoops. Okay, so now we're going to do another div. Close that here. We'll just do a class on this. The class is going to be calendar, CAL, and this is going to be the month. And then we are going to do a replacement pattern. And what we want to add is the first one we want to add, I believe, is this one. Meeting date. And then we're going to pretty much do the same thing here. So we're just going to copy this. Paste, enter. Do one more. Okay. So what I did was I just copied these divs because I'm going to change them a little bit, and then put the content that we were wanting in. So the first one, that's going to be the month, full month, which is February, or happens to be February this month, but it's the full month. I think that was formatted like that. Yes. And then after that we have the day, which would be the, and then after that we have the time. So we're going to go ahead and change this. We'll name this day, and then this one time. Okay. Then after that, this is going to be the location. We'll put the location next. And that is field location. Alright, location. Alright, and then after that we are going to just go ahead and read everything, make sure we're not missing anything here. And we're going to say apply to this display. Okay, that says, let's go ahead and get rid of this. There's our problem. I accidentally put that in there a while ago because I clicked on the wrong one. So what we need to do here is we need to rearrange, remove. And we are going to this block overwrite. Alright, so that should get us back. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now we have February 20th, 1 p.m. and the location is to be determined. That's exactly what we want. So now, I mean, it's a block. So now we can save this and we can place it. Okay, so we have that saved, except for the all about honey is the only thing that I'm going to go ahead and remove the title for now. Remove. Okay. I may be adding that back in a minute. In fact, I will be. But for now, this will get us started. So again, we have the month, the day, the time, and the location. Got that all set up. So now let's go ahead and save this again. Alright, that's saved. So now we're going to go ahead and go to let's go ahead and go to structure, block layout. We're going to go ahead and place this block that we created. So, and we're going to put this in, let's see, let's put it in the primary, so it'll be on the left side on this website. So we'll click place block, and then if you scroll down, let's see, let's find this bad boy. Where is it? Custom blocks. It's called custom blocks. Okay, and it's going to be under search. Okay, so we have our block placed now, but this isn't a very good descriptive of this should be next B meeting. So I want to change the name of how it's displayed on here. So in order to do that, you go back to structure and views, and we're going to look under our custom blocks view. Click edit. In this, we're going to change the name of this to next B meeting. Apply. So now it says next B meeting. Save. It's a little bit more descriptive, and it would help later on. So you're not like, what is this? I have no idea. Okay, so let's go back to structure, block layout, and I can show you what I'm talking about here. So if we go back into primary, you can see custom blocks next B meeting. So that's a little more descriptive, and that way you'll know exactly what this is. Okay, so we're going to save the blocks. And now we should have our block in place, and there it is. So it says next B meeting, and it's going to be February 20th at 1 p.m. and everything. Let's go ahead and open this up in a incognito. So we're not logged in. to make sure that any visitors can see this. And we're not logged in, and yes, visitors can see this. We can inspect the element, and if we inspect the element, we can see it is actually our divs that we put in. So we created a div that says next B meeting, and then we added some divs inside that, the calendar month, the day, and the time and location. So now we just need to start our theming, and we will get started on that. Okay, well, I've finished the CSS styling on this, and now you can see we went from this right here to this right here. And this was just a little bit of CSS magic. I'll walk through the code with you. My style sheet that I'm using is open right here, and this is basically the styles. If you remember, I added the div next B meeting, which was an ID, and then I had other divs inside that. I had the calendar month, I had the calendar day, and the calendar time, and calendar location. So let's walk through this real quick with you. On the entire div, that's the wrapper, what I did was I added a margin so it would be a little bit space there and there on the bottom. The background colors, I made it white. Border radius, as you can see all the way around, is 12 pixels. And then I added a box shadow, this box shadow right here. And a quick way to do box shadows is, let me get into another, is if you just go to Google and you can get a quick generator and just type in CSS box shadow, and then there's a generator here, and you can come here and you can change whatever you want it to be, whatever you think looks nice, and then you just simply copy the text and paste it into your editor. That's how that's done. You can also do, while we're at this, you can go to Google, and you can also do the same thing, CSS text shadow, put that in there. And then you can go to a text shadow generator, and you can pretty much do the same thing. Set it however you want, set the blur, and then you just simply come down here and copy the text. It's that simple. Okay, so back to our code. I added the box shadow on the main div, that's a complete wrapper. Then inside that, I had the calendar month, which is here, and I generated a little ping file for kind of a honeycomb background. Thought that was kind of cool, and I set a repeat on it, so it repeats only to the X. This image is 50 pixels, exactly 50 pixels wide. And it's so it's only repeated to the X. And I set a font size. I made it bold, as you can see. I made the line height the same as the background image, so that way the text is centered within it easily. What else did I do here? I aligned the text center, so it's been centered, and I transferred it to uppercase. Transformed. I did a text transform to uppercase, so it's all uppercase. Text shadow, I added a text shadow on it, as you can see. A letter spacing, I bumped it up a little bit so it spaced out a little bit like a calendar, and I just did that 3 pixels was what looked good on there. The color I set to white. And going on, as you can see, I created a border radius so it's not just squared out. And as you can see, I did 10 pixels, where up here it was 12 pixels. And the reason why it's 10 pixels and that is 12 pixels is because there is a 2 pixel radius border. So you do that so the border looks right. That's why you do that, because whatever the border size is, you take away from your radius, and that's how you would do the inside background radius. And then after I did that, let's see, where am I? Calendar month. I put another box shadow, which is basically a little drop shadow, as you can see here. I did that one using that generator that I just showed you. The calendar day, I put a margin, and this margin is for the top and bottom of 20 pixels. The left and right is not, when you just put a 0, that means there is no value there. It's just nothing. If I put px, it would be 0 pixels, which would be basically the same, but this way it's just not defined. That just says it's not defined. Font size on that, I did 62 pixels, so it's kind of big. I wanted it big. Made it bold. Aligned it to center, so it's center too. And I added this kind of a gray color. And then we go on down to the time. Div calendar time. Margin bottom, I put 10 pixels, so there's kind of a space between these two. Text alignment is centered. The color is the same as the date color. Letter spacing, I spaced it out just a little bit to by 1 pixel. And the calendar location, which this right here, that I just threw a margin bottom of 10 pixels so give it a little space, and then I centered it as well. And that's pretty much the CSS code for styling that right there. Now, there was a couple of changes that I did make. Let's go back over here to our view. So if you click here, and I can say edit view right here. I did make a couple of changes. One thing that I did was on the location. If you click here, if you remember, I'll close this. These are all hidden, and this is the only one that is visible. And the results have been rewritten, so I can do my styling and set everything up the way I want it, so I can make my little calendar view. But I did add here. I just put in location in the field location. There, I just added this text here. And I believe that's all I did to this. But I also, on the filtered criteria, I added the meeting date. And what I did was I just selected the meeting date field, and I set it to is greater than or equal to now. That means that this will display until the date of the meeting, and then after the date of the meeting it will either disappear or it will move to the next one, because there's always one item. So if there is another meeting in the future, it will move to the next one, and then the one after that, and the one after that, because we're only displaying the actual next meeting in this block view. And I believe that is it. I'll go back to the site here. I don't see anything else. I believe that's it. That's all for this little tutorial. If you enjoyed this Drupal 8 tutorial, please like and subscribe.